Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our wellness event. My name is Cindy Novich. I'm a health coach. I live in Dover, Massachusetts with my husband, Doug, and we have three adult children. And just been really focused on sharing health and wellness for the last 10 years. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and we'll get started, and any questions we can take at the end. So, see, hang on one sec. Okay. So, oops. Hang on one second. I have to do one more thing here. Sorry about this, guys. Just want to make our screen a little bit bigger. Okay. All right. So we're all about inspiring healthy living, and we're going to talk about how you can make just some simple changes to make a difference in the world. Um, Again, my name is Cindy Novich. I'm a senior sales coordinator with the Juice Plus company and Tower Garden company. And again, health coach. And really, I like to say I'm a mom on a mission. And this is my husband, Doug, retired banker, joined me and because he has such a passion for helping others as well. So I'd like to start just with a little background and show you my family because I came into this looking for a shift in our family's health. We weren't a sickly family, but there were some things that we felt could improve, mostly if our kids would eat better. They were a little picky at the time. This was, again, 10 years ago from this photo. And, I just knew they weren't eating enough fruits and veggies. So we wanted them to eat more, but finding that was difficult because they were kind of stubborn kids. A friend shared the product of Juice Plus and Tower Garden, and we added the capsules of the Juice Plus. I'll go into what that looks like. Our kids were able to get on the product for free through our Healthy Starts program, and we saw a shift. My energy went up. My husband and I eat fairly well, but we didn't realize we needed to do better. And so my cravings for fruit and veggies went up. Our kids started to crave fruits and veggies, which was the big goal. And we were rarely sick. We're rarely sick. Um, Again, more energy. My seasonal allergies went away. My son was able to wean off of ADHD meds, and it really helped my daughter with her anxiety. We opted to not go on medication for her, and she worked through this holistically. And it helped with some weight loss for a few of us. It also just gave us an overall better well-being, I guess, just an overall sense of well-being. So let me get into what we're talking about. Sadly, in our country and really in the world, there's a lot of disease. 1 in 4 people will die of heart disease. 1 in 2 women and 1 in 3 men will develop cancer. And sorry, I wanted to make sure I was recording. And 1 in 3 will have diabetes by 2050. 1 in 5 children are already obese. I think that is so heartbreaking. Dr. Dale Katz is from Yale University, and he says this quote, "Our children are more harmed by poor diet than by exposure to drugs, alcohol, and tobacco combined." Really daunting. Our environment toxins are everywhere. They're in our water, in our air, and in our food. And, what can we do about it? You can pay attention to the food you're buying, trying to buy organic, the things we put on our skin and our hair, the plastics that are everywhere. But it's difficult at best to really have more control over this. Our food quality is also decreasing. More than 50% of what Americans eat is processed. There's the preservatives, the flavor enhancers, emulsifiers. When you read the backs of some of the foods, we don't try to eat or purchase those foods where you can't read the label, what's on them, the GMOs, the pesticides. And then just in transit, it loses a lot of its nutrition. So what can we do to be healthier? I think a lot of us know exercise is healthy for us. Sleeping 7 to 8 hours, which a lot of Americans especially are missing. That's when our body recovers, and especially our brain and our organs detox at sleep. We need to manage our stress, another hard one, especially for Americans. Drinking half your body weight in ounces of water, using safer products, and again, eating real food that you would find in nature. So let's focus on fruits and veggies. Experts agree that most diseases are preventable with good nutrition. I wish that was taught in, medical school and that our doctors would share more of that. It is getting better, but, we have a lot of room for improvement there. And that's why the good news isn't that fruits and vegetables are good for you, it's that they're so good for you, they could actually save your life. This was a quote from Time magazine. So you've probably all heard about oxidative stress and antioxidants, or at least about antioxidants. So I love this example. You've got the apple. The one half is browning and oxidizing. The other half looks fresh because it was squeezed with lemon. And the lemon is the antioxidant that preserves things. So um, having oxidative stress, which we all have every day just by breathing and moving, it causes our body to break down and causes disease. We all are oxidizing, but what can we do to help that? That is getting the antioxidants in fruits and vegetables to protect our cells from this oxidative stress. So a multivitamin versus real food. Years ago, multivitamins they thought were the answer. And if you look at this little supplemental facts on the left, that's what you would see on a multivitamin. It's, basically what scientists put into a multivitamin thinking that this is what is going to help us prevent a lot of things and really help us, get more of the things we need. But it's synthetic, it's man-made. Our body doesn't necessarily know how to absorb it. If you look at these tiny little words on the right, those are tens of thousands of the phytonutrients that you would find in just one apple. They're still finding more of these in our fruits and vegetables. It's astonishing what is in real food. And so you really want to focus on eating the real things. Something I like to point out about a multivitamin is that it has a safety cap on it for a reason. You could overdose. It's got a warning label for a reason. So you can eat as many apples as you want. You're not going to overdose on apples. The minimum we need of fruits and vegetables is 7 to 13 servings every day. As a health coach for adults, I recommend 10 to 13 servings. A child, 7 to 13. Athletes need even more, up to 18 servings a day because of that oxidative stress, because of how much they're working and their body is putting out that energy. So athletes, a lot of times, if they're training for something big like a marathon, their body starts to break down. That is the oxidative stress that's rusting inside their body. It's causing their joints or the inflammation to make an accident or an injury happen. So, we also, our foods are depleted in nutrition, sadly, because of a lot of the farming practices. And also, our food is not picked at the peak of ripeness. You get those green bananas, and they are shipped cross country or wherever. And, it takes days for them to get there. And so they're ripening either in the store or at home. So they're not vine ripened. Something I learned about organic food is even though the farmers, when they grow organically and they have to pay a high price to be an organic farmer, the shipping practices are not necessarily organic. They can put tarps with chemicals on the organic produce to preserve it. So it's unfortunate that, we are paying more for organic. I still think it's better than regular, grown, but unless you're getting it at a farmer's market. But the shipping practices are not organic. So this is the beauty of what we found 10 years ago, this product called Juice Plus. It gives us an additional 30 different fruits, veggies, and berries. In the red one are 10 berries, the green has 10 veggies, the purple has 10 berries, and the orange one are plant-based omegas. So they pick the food when it's perfectly ripe. They take it to their processing factory and they pulverize it, the skin, the seeds, all of it. And then they extract the water and the sugar, and they are able to dehydrate it at a low temperature to preserve the nutrition and put it into these capsules. So it's a very easy way for us to get more nutrition every day. This is the beautiful array of what is in these. I call this the trio, the tri blend. And I like to have people just take a peek and say, what did you eat from here today? How many of these? Did you get the rainbow, all the colors you need? I think it's very hard to do that. So I love that someone, a naturopathic doctor, created this, and all we have to do is take it. And then these plant-based omegas are amazing. So they bypass the fish. Typically, you would get omega-3 from fish, salmon, mackerel, but they bypassed it and went to their source of food, which is the algae. And so you have omega-3s from algal oil, and then the others, three is algae, and then five, six, and seven, and nine are from cold pressed seeds. So you're getting the full spectrum of omegas that help with heart, brain, joints, skin, and eyes. All of these products I take double. It doesn't have a safety cap on it. It doesn't have a warning label. It's food. It has a nutrition label, so you can take what you want with it. The recommended dose would be two of each. And then this is our macronutrition. So the capsules are the micro, this is the macro. These are our complete shakes. They're vegan, non-GMO, gluten and dairy free. You're getting 13 grams of protein, 8 grams of fiber, and low glycemic. So what that means for many people, and especially diabetics, super healthy and helpful, is that it stabilizes the blood sugar. So you don't get the spikes in your sugar. And it will help you with cravings because when you keep that blood sugar stable, it really helps you not have those peaks to want the kind of things that don't serve you as well, the carbs and the sugars. So really healthy things that you're getting in these. I love the chocolate. I have one every single day, usually to replace a meal. We have tons of recipes we can share. So it's just really helpful to have this to add to what you're already doing on your day. This is another protein powder we have. It's called Perform. It's got 25 grams of protein, so double what the complete has. Helps with building muscle and repairing muscle and supports bone health. The B vitamins are really good for mental performance, energy production, and aids in recovery. And then it has 100% vitamin D to support your bone health. And it's a fruity flavor, like a berry flavor. I love sharing this piece. This is our U.S. Performance Center in Charlotte, North Carolina. The Olympic people training there, they're training for the Olympics. They have access to all of our products. So I love that our products are safe enough for Olympic athletes to take because they are tested often to make sure they don't have any substances that are not allowed when they perform as an Olympic athlete. This is our newest product that came out in April. It sold off right away. We ran out of it. It's called Luminate, and it is nootropics and adaptogens. So these are things that help you with brain support, mental energy, alertness, focus, and those are from plants. And then the adaptogens help you with your mental, everyday life, environmental stressors, things like that. Help you adapt to your environment. So I love this. My husband and I will split a packet and have it in a cup of hot green tea in the morning. And again, the green tea loading us with antioxidants. And then just, if we want more, we'll have some more in the afternoon. You can drink the whole thing hot or cold, however you like. I'm going to see if I can get this video to pop up for you guys. Just bear with me. Okay, let me get back to where we were. Bear with me. Uh, Sorry, hang on one second. Okay, just want to make sure. I'm going to share my screen one more time. Sorry, guys. Bear with me. Oops, where did that go? Okay. Um, so just jumping back into talking about there's so much research. That's the other thing about Juice Plus. It's food. It's got the most research of any other product in the world. On the bottom, Dr. Richard Du Bois has this quote: "There's nothing else available any place in the world with or without a prescription that has been clinically proven to do what Juice Plus has been proven to do." So that just makes me feel so confident that we are, adding the right things into our body and making a difference. This is the exciting piece that a reason we started this was our kids, this program called Healthy Starts for Families. Kids ages 4 now through the age of 25 can get Juice Plus for free with a sponsoring adult. And the things that are listed here in this study shows, what is happening with kids. They're missing fewer school days, taking fewer over-the-counter prescription drugs, drinking more water, less doctor visits, eating healthier, less fast food and soft drinks, eating more fruits and veggies. So it's very exciting to get your kids to start off on the right foot. So a little overview again of what Juice Plus is. It is food. It is not a multivitamin. You can see it has a food label, non-GMO, vegan, kosher, gluten and dairy free. It's NSF certified, so that means there's a third party that batch tests the products to make sure what is on the labels in the product, nothing more, nothing less. And again, it's the most researched product in the world. And then this is our sexy tower garden. So this is very, very exciting. It's the future of growing. You can grow your own produce on your patio or indoors. It's 98% less water, 90% less space, 30% more yield. It grows 3 times faster, safe and nutritious. It is absolutely amazing. Doug and I grow the one on the right called the Flex. And in the winter, we bring it indoors, put the lights on it, and it's just amazing. The taste of the food is incredible, very different than what you find in the stores. And let me play this video for you just to kind of give you, um, oops, I think it's gonna play. Hang on. Oh, I'm sorry if this is not gonna play for you. Oh, here we go.
Our garden's state-of-the-art aeroponic vertical garden system uses both water and air to produce more colorful, better tasting, and incredibly nutritious fruits, vegetables, and herbs. Tower Garden has a 20-gallon reservoir at its base that stores the Tower Tonic nutrient solution. Developed by experts in plant and human nutrition, Tower Tonic Mineral Blend enables superior plant growth and better nutrition from your Tower Garden produce. The process begins once the seedlings have been placed in your tower garden. Here they will be nourished with Tower Tonic nutrient solution. Inside the reservoir is a small, low-wattage submersible pump. The pump pushes the nutrient solution up through the tower to the top. From there, the nutrient solution drips through the central tower using a special device that evenly cascades the solution over the exposed plant roots. On the journey down the tower, the nutrient solution feeds the roots and becomes highly oxygenated as it cascades gently down the reservoir. This process is continuous, providing fresh oxygen, water, and nutrients to the roots of the plants. This patented aeroponic process enables food crops to grow faster than they would in soil, so they can be harvested more often. And it makes Tower Garden a healthier, easier, smarter way to grow your produce.
So this is kind of the end of the presentation. I want to invite you to join us with whatever feels good to you. Maybe you want to become a partner, a Juice Plus customer or Tower Garden customer. Maybe you want to become a partner and share it with a few others so you can offset your costs. Or maybe you want to take this, a higher level and earn extra income and pay for something like maybe a car payment or your house payment. There's no limit in what you can do. And we are a welcoming community and we love having more people join us because the only way you learn about this is person to person. So I am going to stop my share and I was wondering, Betty, if you could just share before I stop the recording, maybe you and Doug could share just a tiny bit, just share your story. You've both been on a journey with cancer. And would you mind just unmuting Betty and sharing a little bit? You're muted.
Mute my audio. There we go. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Thanks. So I shared a tiny bit of my story, Peter, I think. I remember if you actually heard it because, a lot going on at the dog mart, but I'm a two-time breast cancer survivor. And I was diagnosed, first of all, in 2013. And then I was re-diagnosed right during COVID. So it was like 2019 and I was put on. I didn't have any chemo or anything like that in the beginning. I just had surgery and that was it. And I thought I was done. And so did the doctors. Everybody thought I was done. And 7 years after that, of course, it comes back. And then I've got to go on something. So they had me on some medications. I wasn't on the chemo port or anything like that, but I did have some pretty strong injections and some pills that I had to be on. So at the same time I was going through that, a friend of mine introduced me to Juice Plus. And in all honesty, I was taking so many supplements and things, and I really wasn't interested. And then she invited me to one of the Zooms, and I got on there, and there was a doctor on there talking about breast cancer. And so I was able to talk at that point to the doctor, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to try this. And so I was with a group of women, probably about 30 women or so, that were on this study. And I've been on Juice Plus now for 3 years. And my blood work, we can't make medical claims, but the fact of my scans and my blood work just show that things have definitely they're different from the other women that are on the studies. And my oncologist is just blown away by this. And he said, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. So he loves Juice Plus. But I also noticed that my allergies are not like they were. I was taking Zyrtec like every day for a year and Flonase. So there were other types of like autoimmune things that I have that I don't have as much. And with the cancer treatments, they make you very tired. I'm not tired. So, my doctor is like, everybody else is tired and complaining about pain and you're not. So, proof is in, how people react to it. Everybody's different. But for me, that has worked amazingly well. And the research that backs it is really important. And that's important to my doctor as well.
It's amazing, Betty. I'm just, yeah, floored by your story. It's really, really incredible. Thank you. Doug, do you just want to share a minute? You're a newer.
Yeah, sure. Am I off mute, I hope?
Yep.
Good. So before I touch on my story, I just wanted to ask if you could just expand on one part of the product, which I think is incredible. We oftentimes talk about Juice Plus as being efficient nutrition, and the efficiency of the nutrition is made possible by how quickly the product is absorbed into the bloodstream. Could you just spend a couple of minutes, because I think that's a really important element
Yeah.
of the benefits of Juice Plus. Could you just touch that for a couple of minutes? Because I'm not sure you covered it when you were
Yeah.
making your presentation.
Yeah, thank you. It's true. So the research shows that it gets in your bloodstream in 20 minutes. So it's very fast acting. It also proves that it acts like food on the body. So that is, the nice thing that it has this food label and that the research shows that getting into your bloodstream very quickly and acting as food, as if it is the same thing. You know, we always say if you can eat all those fruits and vegetables, you wouldn't need Juice Plus, but nobody really does. So adding this nutrition is efficient nutrition. It
Yeah.
takes, 30 seconds to swallow those capsules. So yeah, good point, Doug.
Yeah, sure. So with that said, my real quick story, back in December of last year, I got blindsided with a diagnosis of prostate cancer as a result of an elevated PSA, which I take it upon myself to educate, every male that's, 40 plus years old to be very vigilant in getting an annual blood test as part of your annual physical, and to monitor your PSA because, any trend line of a PSA increasing may not necessarily be indicative of being diagnosed with prostate cancer. It could be an enlarged prostate, it could be some other reasons, but it clearly could be. And for that reason, you should always follow up with a urologist, and a professional that would be able to monitor that kind of PSA movement. But in any event, I was diagnosed through a biopsy and back in December of last year with a pretty aggressive form of prostate cancer. I had to go through a tough decision in terms of a treatment path. I could go with a pure radiation treatment program, but given the aggressive nature of the cancer cells that were detected, it was decided a decision was made with my medical team to remove the prostate and then test post surgery as to whether or not prostate cancer cells had been eliminated. Unfortunately, after a scan, there was still a PSA level, which shouldn't really have existed. And from there, it was decided to go through a combination of a hormone suppressant and therapy, along with a 38 treatment radiation program. So that was pretty daunting. And I was warned by the oncology team that there were potential side effects that came along with both the hormone suppressant therapy as well as the radiation treatment. A little bit intimidating to hear the potential side effects that include fatigue and headaches and hot flashes and a whole bunch of other dreadful things for your GI system. And so I went in with a good positive attitude. I will say that I had been taking Juice Plus for about 9 years before this diagnosis. So one confidence that I had going into the treatment program was I had a very robust immune system. I stay fit, I eat well, and in concert with the Juice Plus product, my body was ready for battle, and so and that really held true. I feel very fortunate that I went through the hormone therapy program, which I'm over 3 months into. About 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, I finished my 38 radiation treatments, and I will tell you, almost no side effects. And I really took that to heart because every time I would go in for my radiation session, there's a waiting room with a bunch of other guys that are going through the same battle I'm going through. And it was clearly a difference in looking around the room. Other guys are in the waiting room area. They were down. They were struggling, and you could observe it. And every week I would have a session with my radiation oncologist in the middle of the week, Wednesday afternoon, after my treatment, um, as a consult to determine how am I dealing with the radiation treatment. And it was always amazing to me that the oncologist would kind of lean into me with a very sympathetic look in his eyes and say, "So how you doing?" With the expectation that I'm going to be answering with some struggles. And I got to tell you, after 6 weeks of this program, every time I had my weekly session, my answer was, "I feel fine. I don't have any side effects." And so I would like to attribute, as Betty said, we can't make any medical claims with respect to the effectiveness of the Juice Plus product, but to me, it was almost intuitive that how I was able to endure, which is a pretty aggressive
treatment to your body. Because the things I was expecting, they said, there may be some rashes where the radiation was focused on. You're going to have some dramatic fatigue where you're probably going to have to nap a few times a day. Um, I, I kept up my fitness program without a hiccup. I didn't have any kind of fatigue. There was also the potential of which probably goes along with some of the symptoms, that maybe you get a little depressed and maybe have a little bit of anxiety. None of that stuff. So, here I am. I believe on a really good path to a recovery from this diagnosis. And I'm really grateful that I've been able to take advantage of the Juice Plus product, which I think really did kind of feed my body to allow it to kind of endure the treatment that I had. So I'm a strong proponent, obviously.
And I think, just to add that, and then I'll stop the recording,
Oh.
we can ask questions, but what that you guys all love the Tower Garden to help with your cooking and eating healthy, and that is another huge thing, right? So thank you guys all for the stories. I'll stop the recording and we can share it later, but just anyone who listens to this, please, if you're interested, get with the person who invited you to it. And thank you guys for being on the call and sharing your stories.